Hello, my dear students. Hope you are doing good. Welcome to biology class. Have you remembered what is biology? You have learnt already in 6th standard. Biology is the study of living organisms. It is divided into two types, botany and zoology. So what is botany? Study of plants. What is zoology? Study of animals. Now we are going to see Unit 16, Microorganism. What are microorganisms? What is the meaning of micro? Micro means very, very small. So microorganisms are too small in size that they cannot be seen through naked eye. So through naked eye we are unable to see the microorganism. Then we have to use microscope to see the microorganisms. So these organisms can be seen only with the help of microscope. Therefore, they are also known as microbes. So microbes are nothing but microorganisms. What is microbiology? The science that deals with the study of microorganisms is known as microbiology. What is microbiology? The study of microorganisms is called microbiology. Microorganisms are very small, so these organisms can be seen only with the help of microscope. They are also known as microbes, and the study of organisms is known as microbiology. Then microorganisms can be studied under five categories. They are virus, bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoa. So, what are the five categories? Virus, bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa. Let us study about them in detail. First, we are going to see about virus. So a virus is a tiny particle, tiny means very small, made up of genetic material and protein. So what is genetic material? Genetic material represents DNA or RNA. DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA means ribonucleic acid. So these are present in the nucleus. Now here this genetic material passes from one generation to the next generation. So we usually we tell no gene is passed transformed from one generation to the other generation. So that is called genetic material. Now this virus is a very tiny particle. It is made up of genetic material and protein. Then next point, they are intermediate between living and non-living things. So it can live as living and it will be non-living also. So, what is the meaning of intermediate between living and non-living? Means the borderline between living and non-living things means if it is attached with the living organism, living things means it will multiply and it reproduce and it cause diseases. So, it acts as a living thing. When it is in the non-living thing object. For example, microorganisms are found everywhere. They are found in air, water, soil, and even inside our bodies. So when it is found in air, water means ponds, lakes, rivers, and oceans. Then soil. So when it is in the non-living thing, it is inactive. So that virus is intermediate between living and non-living things. Then virus means poison in Latin. So what is the meaning of virus in Latin? Poison. Virus means poison in Latin. The next point, the study of virus is called virology. So what is virology? The study of virus is called virology. Then the viruses are 10,000 times smaller than bacteria. Bacteria is very, very small. It is considered as microorganism. Here, virus is 10,000 times smaller than bacteria. Viruses have different shapes. They can be rod shaped, spherical shaped, helical shaped, and many other different shapes. Now, see these examples. These are the examples of shapes of virus. This is bacteriophage. It's a virus. Bacteriophages are viruses that can kill bacteria. So this is an example for rod-shaped virus, bacteriophage. The next one is influenza. It is spherical in shape. It causes fever, flu. So this is another example for virus. The next virus is tobacco mosaic virus. You can see in the plant tobacco. Tobacco mosaic virus, its shape is helical shape. So these are the different shapes of virus. Then we are going to see about the structure of virus. Virus contains a core, DNA or RNA. This is the genetic material, DNA or RNA. The core is made up of protein coat. This DNA or RNA, this core is made up of protein coat. The protein coat is covered by an envelope made up of proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates. An envelope. It is surrounded by the protein coat is surrounded, covered by this envelope. It's made up of proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates. These envelopes have spikes. You all know what are spikes. Even you can see in the coronavirus also the outer structure has spikes. So why these spikes? Spikes are found in virus. Spikes that help the virus particles attach to the host cells. Suppose when we touch the virus is attached with our body. So we are the host. We are the host for the virus. So the spikes are used to attach to the host cells. Virus cause many diseases to plants, animals, and human beings. Now this is the coronavirus. Now we all heard about this coronavirus. We are in the pandemic situation because of this COVID-19. So this is the structure of coronavirus. Next, we are going to see about bacteria. So the next microorganism is bacteria. Bacteria is single-celled. Single-celled means only it has only one cell. Single-celled prokaryotes. What is the meaning of prokaryotes? Cells without nuclei. Nucleus is not uh, developed properly. So we have already learned prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes means no nucleus. Eukaryotes means it has nucleus. Have you remembered now? I've learned already in the previous class. So here bacteria is prokaryote. It has no nucleus. Study of bacteria is called bacteriology. So what is bacteriology? The study of bacteria is called bacteriology. Bacteria are grouped under the kingdom Monera. It comes under plant kingdom. That kingdom name is called Monera. The size of bacteria ranges from 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer. The size is very small. So the size ranges from 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer. Bacteria are of two types based on respiration, based on the breathing, based on respiration. They are aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria. What is aerobic bacteria? It requires means needs. It needs oxygen to breathe. Anaerobic bacteria means it does not need oxygen to breathe. So based on respiration, bacteria are of two types. Aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria. Then next, the cell structure of bacteria. A bacterium has an outer covering known as the cell wall. So, cell wall means the plant cell only contains cell wall. You have learned already about plant cell and animal cell. The main difference between the plant cell and animal cell is cell wall for the plant cell, cell membrane for the animal cell. Here, the outer covering is known as cell wall. So, back already, as I told already, bacteria comes under plant kingdom. The outer covering is known as cell wall. Then, nuclear material is represented by a nucleoid. Without nuclear membrane, it has no nuclear membrane. So, it is known as prokaryotes. Extra chromosomal DNA called plasmid is present in the cytoplasm. Cell means it contains cytoplasm and nucleus. So in the cytoplasm, it contains plasmid. So plasmid is present in the cytoplasm. Protein synthesis is carried out by 70S ribosomes. Ribosomes are present in the cytoplasm. So protein is synthesized by the ribosomes. Other cell organelles, mitochondria, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum, these organelles, cell organelles are absent in bacteria. Only few cell organelles are present in bacteria. Flagella aids in locomotion. Flagella is helpful for locomotion. Aids in locomotion. Aids means helps. Helps in locomotion. What is locomotion? Movement. For moving from one place to other place. Flagella is useful for the bacteria. Now we will see the picture of the bacteria. Now see here. Cell wall. Cell wall is represented by the blue color. Then plasma membrane is inside the cell wall, that is represented by yellow color. Then capsule is the outermost covering, that is represented by green color. Then nucleoid DNA is present inside the cell. Then that yellow part, the pink color is nucleoid. That yellow color is cytoplasm. The blue color dots are given, that is called ribosomes. The nucleus is not well defined in this bacteria. That's what we called as prokaryotes. Here no nuclear membrane, only nucleoid is present. Then in the outer place, hair-like structure we can see. They are known as pilus. Then the long tail-like structure is called flagellum or flagella. This flagella is used for the locomotion. So this is the structure of bacteria. Then next we are going to see about the types of bacteria. So here these types of bacteria based on their shapes, according to their shapes. So four different shapes are given in your book. What are they means? Bacilli, Spirilla, Cocci, Vibrio. What are the four shapes? Bacilli, Spirilla, Cocci, Vibrio. So what is bacilli? It is rod-shaped bacteria. It is rod-shaped bacteria. Example for bacilli bacteria is Bacillus anthracis. Bacillus anthracis. Next one is Spirilla. Spiral shaped bacteria. The shape is spiral in shape. Spiral. So example for this spirilla is Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter pylori. The next one is Cocci. Cocci spherical or ball shaped. That is round shaped bacteria. Then fourth one is Vibrio, that is comma shaped bacteria. Example Vibrio cholera. Vibrio cholera. Now see here, these are the shapes of bacteria. So here five different shapes are given, but in your book only four different shapes are given. Cocci, Bacillococci round shape or ball shaped, Bacillus rod shaped, Vibrio comma shaped, Spirilla spiral shaped. Now this Cocci is again divided into some more types. Diplococcus, Streptococcus, Staphylococcus. These three types are given in your book. Now see here, the first one, the first picture is given as coccus, cocci, that is round shape, ball shaped, spherical or ball shaped bacteria. They can stick together in pairs, means it is known as diplococcus, because two coccus are joined. So it is known as diplococci. Then now see the violet color, streptococci. Streptococcus means it forms like a chain. So it is called streptococci. If it occurs in bunches, then it is called, see this yellow color last one, staphylococcus. Staphylococci. So these are the different types of cocci. If it stick together in pairs, diplococcus. If it forms a chain, it is called streptococcus. If it occurs in bunches, staphylococcus. The next type, bacteria, are also classified according to the number and arrangement of flagella. Flagella is nothing but the long tail-like structure. It helps for the movement. Now, according to the number and arrangement of flagella, we can classify it again into five types. They are monotrichous, lophotrichous, amphitrichous, peritrichous, atrichous. Now see what is monotrichous. Mono means single, one. Only one flagella at one end. Example, Vibrio cholera. Monotrichous means only one flagella, single flagella at one end. Lophotrichous means tuft of flagella at one end. Group of tuft of means group of flagella at one end. Example, Pseudomonas. Example, Pseudomonas. Amphitrichous, tuft of flagella at both ends. Lophotrichous means tuft of flagella at one end. Amphitrichous means tuft of flagella at both ends. Example, Rhodospirillum rubrum. Rhodospirillum rubrum. Peritrichous, flagella all around the bacteria, all around. So example, E. coli. Next, last one, Atrichous. It has no flagella, without any flagella. Flagella is absent, flagella is not present. Example, Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Now see this picture, flagellation types in bacteria. See the first one, Atrichous, it has no flagella, without any flagella. The next, monotrichous means only one flagella at one end. Amphitrichous means one flagella at both ends. Peritrichous means flagella is present all around bacteria. Cephalotrichous, it's not given in your book. So it has tuft of flagella at both the ends. Lophotrichous, tuft of flagella at only one end. See, many flagella are present no, in cephalotrichous and lophotrichous. So these are the different types of bacteria according to the number and arrangement of flagella. Next, you are going to see about the mode of nutrition in bacteria, food consumption of bacteria. So as I told already, bacteria is under plant kingdom. Bacteria get their food in many ways. So the first type is called photosynthetic bacteria. It comes under plant. So it can make its own food. So it is known as photosynthetic bacteria. So with the help of the sunlight, how plants prepare their food, likewise this bacteria, photosynthetic bacteria also make their own food. Example is cyanobacteria. Example for this photosynthetic bacteria is cyanobacteria. Bacteria that live in harsh environment use chemicals. Suppose it has no sunlight means it use some chemicals to produce their food. This process is called chemosynthesis with the help of chemicals. So it is known as chemosynthesis. The next type is called symbiotic relationship. Some bacteria exhibit symbiotic relationship. What is the meaning of symbiotic? Means mutual understanding, mutual relationship, give and get policy. Example, E. coli bacteria. E. coli in intestine of man. E. coli lives in the intestine of man. So E. coli bacteria absorbs the nutrition from the intestine of man, and the human being get the vitamin from the E. coli. So that is give and get policy. That's symbiotic relationship. So this is another type of bacteria. So these are the different types based on their food. Bacteria get their food in many ways. So here three types you have seen: photosynthetic bacteria, chemosynthesis process, another one is symbiotic relationship. Then when we see about the reproduction of bacteria, bacteria reproduces by fission method. Fission means division, dividing. So here two types of fissions are there. What are they means? Binary fission and multiple fission. Binary means it divides into two. one bacteria divides into two, that bacteria divides into two, like that it divides into two means it is called binary fission. It divides into many means it is multiple fission. So there are two types of fission. So this is about reproduction. So that's all about bacteria. So in this class we have learnt about virus and bacteria. So structure of virus, then types of shapes of virus, the next bacteria, the structure of bacteria, then different shapes of bacteria according to the shape and according to the number and arrangement of flagella, then mode of nutrition of bacteria. Hope you have understood today's class. Watch the video properly, understand the video, then you do the homework. Thank you, dear students.